Hi, family. Pastor Terry here again. Word of encouragement from the Lord to you, and again, just to keep you strong and keep you focused on the Lord. It's out of Deuteronomy now. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 9. And it says, "Only take heed to yourself and diligently keep yourself, lest you forget the things that your eyes have seen, and lest they depart from your heart all the days of your life. And teach them to your children and to your grandchildren." The Lord has given a command here. He's saying, and he repeats himself, take heed and keep. Same exact word. And the idea is pay attention. Don't lose this. Take heed to yourself and diligently keep yourselves that what? You don't forget the things that you have seen. They're preparing to go into the land, and he's saying, I don't want you to forget the things that you have seen. An odd command when you think of all that they had seen. See, how in the world can you guys forget that stuff? The powerful thing. You had manna every single day. God provided food for you. How could you forget that? And yet God commands them not to forget. You had water come out of a rock. The pillar of fire by night and cloud by day. How could you forget those things? And yet, he says, set yourself diligently. Take heed to yourself so you don't forget those things. I think God kind of knows who we are. That we easily forget the blessings that he brings, that we easily forget and are robbed by the circumstances of the things he has done for us. I know I've been there. God will have blessed me in a spectacular way, and I think, Lord, I will never, ever come to a place that I don't trust you because look what you've done. And sometimes within a day or a week or so, I'm not trusting him, and I seem to have forgotten how miraculous he's been to me. How could they forget? Later on in this chapter, it says, then they came near and they stood, he's talking about the mountain that was there. They stood at the foot of the mountain, and it burned with fire. In the midst of heaven, there was a dark cloud and thick darkness, and the Lord spoke to you out of the midst of the fire, and you heard the sound of the words, but saw no form. You only heard a voice. They heard God's voice, and he's saying, you better not forget that. He has to warn them not to. For us, we've got something greater than just to hear the voice of God. We have God coming in flesh, dying on the cross for our sins, being raised up. We've been given the gospel. And that's the foundation of all the things we ought to remember and all the blessings that are there. It always comes down to this. Our God died on the cross for our sins. We ought never forget that. And it ought to be something that brings us strength and joy always. And so I encourage you today, don't allow the circumstances of life, don't allow the discouragement or depression or anxiety to rob you of the remembrance of who you are in Jesus Christ. He purchased you. You're adopted. You can call God Dad or Abba. And he has a perfect purpose set about for you. We know that because of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Remember that today. Take heed to that today. Don't allow the enemy or circumstances to rob you. The gospel is true. Remember it. Set your life upon it and walk in his joy. Let it bring a smile to you today as you remember his grace and his goodness to you. I love you guys. Be strong in him. Set your life upon the gospel of Jesus Christ, and he's going to carry you. You got it. Mwah.